Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the final of the Hamilton Sevens. New Zealand taking on Argentina. Now, we've just seen the Black Ferns, New Zealand's women's side, get themselves their title. Can the men back it up with a big performance here? Although they're up against very tough challenges in Los Pumas, a side that always play with passion, play with power and speed. And it is going to be an absolutely awesome final to watch. Looking through at New Zealand starting lineup, it will be Regan Ware, Sione Molia, Akulia Rokalesoa, Dylan Collier, Sam Dixon, Joe Weber, and Leroy Carter, the last man in that starting lineup. An absolutely fantastic team for the Kiwis. At Argentina, they are matching them punch for punch. Luciano Gonzalez, Rodrigo Izro, Augustin Fraha, Gassion Ravo, the captain, Matthias Azazuk, also, Marcos Maneta, it is fantastic to see him back. He's got a big smile on his face at the moment during the national anthems. He knows that his side are in with a real crack here at FMG Stadium. And then Santiago Verafeld, the last man in the starting lineup for the Argentines. We have got Paulo in the chat. We have also got Brandon, Spider Mick, and NZ Guy has said, here we go. It's certainly going to be an awesome matchup. Hamish missed the national anthems while he was in the toilet. Poor form currently going. Argentina has just finished their national anthem, and New Zealand are about to do theirs. And also, well done, woman. New Zealand, says Brandon, and our seven sisters done it. Now we wait for the boys, says Spider Mick. And I believe in the betting odds, New Zealand less favourites in terms of the men's than they were for the women's matchup. So I don't know whether or not that's going to translate to another victory for the Kiwis. We've already seen in the quarterfinals, 3 out of the 4 underdogs were able to get themselves the victory. Currently, New Zealand, that experience factor may be hugely important for them throughout this matchup. Key players looking at New Zealand's side, Leroy Carter has been in some very impressive form. Alongside him, you'd probably go with Rokalesoa purely because of that pace that he does possess. Whereas for Argentina, you got to go Gonzalez, you got to go Marcos Maneta, and Azazuk has been doing very nicely as well. I stand corrected, says Stephen, and Hamish Bro says Kurt. My goodness, I'm so surprised that Argentina and New Zealand shouldn't struggle here too much. Firepower, says Roof. And when is the match going to start? It is starting in about 2 minutes' time. And we'll mention the best way to watch it if you are looking for actual match footage is definitely World Rugby's website. As depending on the country you're in, you may be able to watch this game completely for free. And also home ground will also help, says NZ Guy. Yeah, the last time we are going to see New Zealand playing on New Zealand soil for a seven circuit. So they'll certainly want to make the most of it, show everyone what they can do. Well done, New Zealand ladies. Awesome display of rugby, says Roof. And also, we've got there hi from Greg. Welcome in, mate. New Zealand's national anthem has just finished. We are just about to get underway for the men's final. I'm watching on Foxtel and vote. Are you live? Stream Amish, says Kurt. The two sides, they will be fired up, ready to go. It is going to be the extremely experienced Paulo Duarte in charge of this one. The Pumas, or sorry, not the Pumas, the Portuguese referee. New Zealand in their huddle. Looking through at the bench, Roy McGarvey Black, he's going to be a very handy player. Someone who we haven't seen too much used for Argentina is actually Jermaine Schultz. He's an absolute beast out on the field. He's got the size, speed, and the strength, but they've been using him very minimally throughout the rest of their game. So perhaps either saving him for the final or he might be nursing a bit of an injury that they don't want to risk too much. But I think he is going to be a game changer when he makes his way off the bench in the second half. What team do you prefer, says Zeno? I absolutely love watching both of these sides play. I'm from New Zealand, so of course I should be going for the Kiwis, but I love the passion that Los Pumas bring to the game of rugby sevens and actually all forms of rugby. They just always look like no matter what, they're going to give 110%, put their heart and soul into the game, and it's always absolutely incredible when they win games. And if they were to beat New Zealand here, would be a massive, massive one for Los Pumas. It's knocked on by Azazuk to start this match off. Now New Zealand, Sione Molia does go off to the left-hand side to Rokalesoa, who has got this ball 45 metres out from the Argentine line. Dylan Collier had a big performance in the last game for the Kiwis. They also had a tough game when they did have to play up against the French in an earlier fixture. Leroy Carter That was nicely. In fact, sorry, the Irish rather than the French. Molia goes off the Rockley side, left-hand side of the field now. Looks like it's going to be where the Kiwis go instead, though. They try and go for a little bit of a fake and go to the right. They get driven backwards. Defensive Argentina is extremely strong, although Vetterfeld had a bit of a shoulder injury, I believe. They're still able to make the tackle. We'll keep an eye on him while the play continues. Joe Weber. This ball now seems stagnant. Oh, no. Rockley Soa dropping one of the most basic passes he would have received throughout this whole competition. Right, the time is off at the moment. It looks like Regan Weir is not too flash. I don't know if that's a knee or a groin or something, but I believe he's going to be going off the field now. Also, vamos, Argentina. And also New Zealand will win by 4. And Los Pumas are stunning to have made it so far, Hamish. Having a great time. Commentary, wonderful. Here's Roof. They are just showing there. Santiago Cora in charge of the Argentines. Regan Weir, the way he's pulled up, I don't think he can continue the match. He can hardly walk at the moment, let alone run around. He's trying to tough it out. It was just, oh, no, that's gone. That knee's not working. He's going to have to go off the field. It was just the way he was dragged down by Vetterfeld. He ended up falling backwards awkwardly, and that is the knee done. And you wonder whether or not that is going to end up costing him his games in Sydney next week. Go, New Zealand. There's Annie there, but it is now going to be Roderick Solo. They go from someone with a lot of experience to someone with not a lot. But Roderick Solo, he's been looking strong for the Kiwis. Actually scored quite a few tries throughout recent matches. And come on, Los Pumas, says Costello there. And the thing I love as well about Argentina is win or lose, their fans stick by them. You know, we've seen a whole heap of people, including an Argentine rugby exchange, where they sent over a whole heap of Argentine students who are learning the way of rugby as well as learning over here for their schooling, which is absolutely incredible to see. I'm sure those fellows in the crowd are absolutely loving it. Marcos Maneta, first touch of the final for him. Gassion Raval now goes across Azarchuk. Always going to be close to the first receiver by Luciano Gonzalez when he gets those legs pumping. He's a hard man to stop. Leroy Carter, last-ditch effort. Now, Marcos Maneta, ball on the inside. Here comes Rodrigo Isgro, breaking through 2. One more pass on the outside. Vetterfeld, they've got the numbers, Argentina. All they need is to run this one in. But Alvarez, or Fraga, in fact, taking a bit longer. He's been struck high, and it's going to be the penalty. And I believe there's a chance this could be a yellow card as well. They're going to have to check this one. A yellow would be hugely disadvantaged for the Kiwis, but a red would be even worse. 2023 Trust Aoraki Thunder Down Under truck racing levels next weekend. Says Kiwi Gamer, yeah, it doesn't look too good at the moment for Fraha. He took a strong shot to the jawline. How far did he duck? Oh, that shoulder to the head. That's red card for Joe Weber. I don't think there can be anything less than a red card. The amount of force that he generated there. I think New Zealand are going to be playing the rest of this game with only 6 men on the field, which could be a massive, massive advantage for Argentina if they use it wisely. You're looking at this here. It's not good for Joe Weber. I'm trying to think of things that might save him, but there's not a lot. He leads with the shoulder. He wraps late, but it's too late. He's already made damage to Fraga's jaw, which was almost just dangling. They said the only thing that might save him is the fact that the player's slightly dipping. They're going to a yellow card. Tell you what, Joe Weber is one of the luckiest players on the Sevens circuit, because the fact that that's not a red, because the fella's ducked about this much, is mind-boggling. But he's going to take it every day of the week. Joe Weber, he's going to apologise to the guy. Azarchuk is in shock going, mate, my player's still lying down on the ground with his jaw hanging from his belly button. How is that not a red card? And also we've got there, wow. Okay, they're just checking. Sam Dixon will be happy as with this red card for New Zealand. Only a yellow card. Only a yellow. 2 minutes off the field. See, for me, that was high degree of danger, and he charged in a red, would spoil the final, but should have been, says Costello. Yeah, you never like to see reds in big matches, but I think that one definitely could have deserved it. I called it as minimal red, and you just see Brilliant run from Luciano Gonzalez. It started off that move. New Zealand with that yellow card. Now Argentina man advantage for the next 2 minutes. See whether or not they can make the absolute most of it. For New Zealand or Los Pumas, it was a New Zealand yellow card. Joe Weber, the number 11. And KO'd, says NZ guy. Yeah, this guy, unfortunately, Fraha, he's not going to be able to continue this match. He's left the field. Same with Joe Weber, but for different reasons. HIA for Fraha, and also to get the jaw put back into place. And Joe Weber 2 minutes off the field. So Los Pumas, the power play as they've called it, it is going to be Gaston Ravo. Puts the ball in, fires it back to Asatsuk. And first receiver, wide cut out pass. Marcos Maneta just waits for it. Oh, he's called it forward. That's another one. Unfortunately, that has happened multiple times for Los Pumas throughout this competition. The forward pass when they try and fire it out wide into the hands of Marcos Maneta. Oh, is that another unlucky one for Los Pumas? Because that looked flat as well. And thank God forward pass, and I'm cheering for Argentina. Come on, Argentina, says Krish. And there's go New Zealand, says Annie. I'll just have a quick look at the odds. I believe New Zealand, even with that yellow card, will still find themselves as slight favourites in this contest. But we know Argentina are surely going to be putting up a big fight in this one. Roca Lesoa, all available at the back. Now Leroy Carter goes off to the right-hand side. Here goes the man who's recently come on the field, Roderick Solo. Pace for days, breaks through, gets back up. He wasn't out. He's allowed to go again. Offload on the inside to Roca Lesoa, who pins the ears back. And New Zealand, 10 metres out, 5 out, scored for Roca Lesoa. And Argentina, they'll be heartbroken with that one, but they've got to make sure that that doesn't take away the wind in their sails. They had the man advantage, still do for the next 30 seconds. And also, OMG, try that boy Solo, but brilliant work from Roderick Solo to get the line break, to then be able to find that offload that he was after. Impressive work, though, from Marcos Maneta as well, because he made the original tackle on Solo, then got back up to his feet to then chase down the other man, which was Roca Lesoa. He just wasn't quite there quick enough, though. This final's an interesting one, and Kiwis are always pumped for the game. Leroy Carter, go. Says Roof Carter. And they're sharing the last name with them. That kick is going to be unsuccessful for the Kiwis, so the score now 5-0 in favour of the home team, New Zealand. And now, Joe Weber still going to be, I believe he should be off the field for just a little bit longer. I'm trying to count the players. No, they're back to 7 now. So Argentina not able to make the most of that yellow card, which should have debatably been a red. Crazy how you can put pressure on New Zealand for 5 minutes, but they only need one chance to punish you. Brilliant, says Costello. Exactly right. Oh, that's a chook. Bit of a wrestle there. Sam Dixon needs to calm down. He's just run away with the ball, considering taking it quickly, but can't let his temper get the better of him here, or else he could be the next player going to the bin. And to Papua New Guinea go, says Brandon, they had an all right. Yes, they lost their games, but they still were probably better than people expected. And come on, Pumas are maybe the best team, or maybe the best team win. Yahoo! What a tackle. Shame it happens. Says Roof, right. Roca Lesoa going to throw this ball in for New Zealand. 2 minutes left on the clock for the first half. Nicely taken by Sam Dixon. Offloaded up to Molia. Leroy Carter as the second receiver. Roca Lesoa has a bit of a juggle. Now dodges one tackle, bounces off Molia. Advantage in favour of Los Pumas. Through the leg pass. Oh, and they're going back. Luciano Gonzalez will be disappointed. He thought he had a crack on the outside. They will be going back for the scrum for Los Pumas. And come on, Pumas, says Viniana. Vamos, Argentina, says Pablo there as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering the Sydney Sevens next weekend, which is going to be absolutely awesome, as these two sides are going to be in action in only 5 days' time. Argentina seem to have the calls go against them. At this stage, I'd say yes. They've been quite unlucky with the way that this game has gone. Who's won the Women's Sevens? New Zealand managed to get themselves to win 33 points to 5, I think it was, or 33-7, something along those lines. Now, Azachuk tries to go on the outside, taken down nicely by Joe Weber. Back across. Alvarez had a little bit of a rough pass there, picked up by Verafeld. A lot of pressure from New Zealand in the breakdown. It becomes an advantage. Now, step from Isgro. Wrestled down, places the ball. Dixon straight on it. Gets the turnover for New Zealand. Now Weber, wide cut out pass straight to Marcus Maneta. That's gone backwards. But they've said that it's going to be the knock on, unfortunately for him. And also we look at there, who next to Sevens are going back to Hong Kong. Yep, they have got a Hong Kong one in the near future. Did this go forward from Marcus Maneta? I swear the action made it look like it was falling backwards. Just a little bit, maybe. Maybe. I wouldn't want to run into Joe Weber, not malicious, just bloody unlucky. Stairs roof. Although he twisted the shoulder straight to the head of the other player. So I think there was a little bit of malice in it from Joe Weber. He knew what he was doing to a certain extent. Rockily Soa now goes off to Joe Weber. One more pass out to Roderick Solo. Boosts down the outside and does score the try. This man is a star in the making for New Zealand. And that will be their second try of the match now. Roderick Solo, they will probably check his feet to make sure that he's in the field of play. We have got Nacho in the chat. He's got the Argentine flags. Another rough call against Argentina, says Stephen Osolo. This kid is magic, says John there. Oh, half an inch. That much between him and the try, or sorry, the touch line there. And because of it, he's been able to get that try. 10 games straight when New Zealand have had him score a try, they have won. They've just said it. No, says Krish as well. I think it's going to be a massive one for the Puma bench. I can tell you that. They're going to need Hermaine Schultz, Gracino, Tobias Wade, Palandini, Alvarez, everyone on their A game. But it's going to be a halftime in this contest. The scoreboard says 17-0 for New Zealand, but I believe it is only 10-0 for New Zealand here. Unless I'm very wrong. How many tries have New Zealand scored? That's only their second try, if I'm not wrong. Am I correct in that? 17 sounds too high. They've had Rockily Soa. That one, 12-0 for New Zealand. That's more like it. 17 was too high, as I thought. New Zealand for the double, and New Zealand scoring with a man down. There's a roof. Yeah, there will be a time where Argentina were a bit disappointed with not being able to capitalise on the opportunity given to them. But anyone who is new, like I mentioned, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to check out our second channel. It's the Kiwi Lads Entertainment. We've got random gaming videos, vlogs over on there. And the goal was to hit 315 subscribers by the end of the evening. We are currently 2 subscribers away. So if you do want to help us out, sounds like something you would like to watch, be sure to check out that link or the pinned comment. And 17 sounds better. It does. I checked. And it's 12-0. I thought that they were a little bit too harsh on Argentina by giving New Zealand an extra try. We have got Astro in the chat as well. Now New Zealand, 12 points up. We've seen teams lose a 12-point lead before. We've seen teams actually lose a 19-point lead. So Los Pumas still have a chance. They just need to start the second half well. And if anything, if you look at what happened in the first half, attacking-wise, I don't think they did too much wrong, really. They just didn't have many chances with the ball in hand. So maybe breakdown-wise, just get a little bit more aggressive in the breakdown. See if you can get that turnover. But New Zealand are very good at spotting those gaps when you do open them up. Kicked short by Gaston Ravol. Slap forward from Argentina, unfortunately. And it's a knock-on from Joe Weber as well. Going back for that original advantage for the scrum. And it will be a New Zealand feed for them here. Yeah, New Zealand, the women's side, managed to get themselves the victory. The men currently are sitting not too bad, but they will have to certainly keep their A game up if they do want to beat this Argentine lineup. Rockily Soa 30 metres out from New Zealand's line. We'll be able to feed this ball in for the Kiwis, and it's a big scrum. Pops out the back, going to the right, and then Leroy Carter decides to sling it to the left. Joe Weber puts the ball down. And now Argentina will have themselves the scrum. And Foodie Kiwi has said, great commentary, mate. Keep it up. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to be back next week with the Sydney Sevens. It's going to be taking place over 3 days rather than the 2 like we saw here in Hamilton. And yeah, it's going to be an awesome competition. Seeing who fires back. We've seen, when you talk about teams who are disappointing in the Sevens, you probably go alongside, or you go with someone like a Samoa, Fiji, South Africa. All of those sides count as ones who will want to fire back. And I believe that at least 1 or 2 of them will be able to in Sydney. Now Argentina taking the quick tap. after the free kick given. 10 metres out. Vitterfeld going across now. Nice run up the middle. Alvarez between the sticks. Argentina score it. And they're back in the contest with 5.5 left on the clock. Second try for Santiago Alvarez. Just that little bit of extra pressure that the Pumas were able to put on after the knock on of Joe Weber. Missed tackle from Sam Dixon didn't help the matter. And Alvarez able to score it between the posts. Looking forward to next week, Mr. Hamish. Says Viniana there. And also Hamish does commentary like Muhammad Ali. He knocks it out of the ring. Says Ruth. Now 5 minutes left. Kick is successful from Argentina. And now this game gets interesting. New Zealand, how do they fire back from that try being scored against them? They've actually conceded the least amount of tries out of any side throughout the Sevens competition so far. Can they stop Argentina's momentum? Sam Dixon takes it nicely. Captain versus captain here. Azarzuk put in the pressure on him. Now Molia back across to the left. New Zealand on their own 22. Last thing they want here is a handling error. Solo goes wide to Dylan Collier. We actually only saw him within the first minute of the half for the Kiwis. It's going to be a counter-ruck from Marcos Maneta, but the ball bounces down the short side for Roccaliso inwards. Now, Gassion Ravo, brilliantly done by Argentina to kick that back onto their side. I believe that was Rodrigo Isbro. It was. Now Argentina with the possession. Marcos Maneta, short ball. Not quite able to get that offload to Alvarez. Going to be an advantage for offside in favor of Argentina. Luciano Gonzalez tries to pump the legs. It's going back for the penalty advantage. And it will be a penalty for the Argentines. Right, never onside against New Zealand this game. Still another 3.5 minutes left of the second half of the fixtures. So plenty of time. Argentina going for the line out. Slowing it down. Structure. It's going to be so important here for Argentina. They can't just rush at that line. We know that New Zealand's defense, when you play a relatively straightforward structured attack, they're normally pretty decent. But Argentina, they've got a couple tricks up their sleeve, such as those offloads. Maybe we may even see a kick from Marcos Maneta, a little grubber in behind if there is the space there. Now Rohi McGarvey Black makes his way out onto the field for New Zealand. Trying to get some more experienced heads out there. Work out how to take down the Pumas. Almost stolen by Dixon, but I believe it's going to be released scrumpy for Argentina there. Sam Dixon saying it's his ball. Bit of a push and a shove from Rodrigo Isbro and Dylan Collier. I think what's happening there? He's asking for a penalty, is he? No, he's just asked the guy what's wrong. So I think Rodrigo Isbro might have accidentally poked him in the eye, and Dylan Collier was like, right, I'm just going to push you over then. Which is almost assisted by Luciano Gonzalez, who was sitting down on the ground. Cup titles in one country, New Zealand and New Zealand, have had 10. They win this one, they will be tying with what they've been able to do in South Africa. And that would be 11 titles in total. But Argentina, Gassion Ravo feeds the ball in, pops it out through his legs to Tobias Wade. Now Azarzuk, the captain. One more pass on the outside. Here's Marcos Maneta. Doesn't go for the grubber. Instead, gets his ankle taken out from underneath him by Joe Weber. Azarzuk again. Going across Gassion Ravo. Short ball to Rodrigo Isbro. Moves into the 22 now for Los Pumas. He might have hurt himself in the process there, Isbro. Looked a little bit tender, but Luciano Gonzalez, a man who certainly knows how to tenderize a defending line. Now across left-hand side, Raval out to Marcos Maneta, cuts inwards, and Argentina score. It should be an easy enough conversion, and they'll take the lead with 2 to go in this final. And Marcos Maneta, when I mentioned that he was back, and I mentioned he was going to be one of the keys for them, I know exactly what I was talking about. He is dangerous when he gets space, and Marcos Maneta, has he just got Argentina the try that they needed to possibly win this final? Still another 100 seconds left. Argentina successfully converted. They take the lead 14 points to 12 now for Los Pumas. And also vamos Argentina. Come on, Argentina, says Marcus. And Marcos, great. I just stop early kicks, says Marcus G. Yeah, he does like to kick that ball away quite a bit, Marcos Maneta. It works when there's no one in behind, but sometimes he does get a little bit too keen. And not really, most home teams don't win the Sevens, says Cooper Cronk. Also, we got the New Zealand will make a comeback, says Sky Thompson, sorry. Kicked off short. New Zealand able to take it. That time, I believe it was Brady Rush, only recently out onto the field. New Zealand with a minute left on the clock to try and get back into the lead. They're so far inside their own territory. Naroni McGarvey Black trying to turn that one over in the breakdown was Los Pumas. Shay Clark, I believe he will also be almost out onto the field, or they've left him off for a bit longer perhaps. Now big run from Amanaki Nicole. Got size and power, but Azachuk right on the ball. Penalty goes away in New Zealand for sweeping the ball back upset. And Brady Rush wasn't on the marker. In fact, it was Amanaki Nicole. And Manetta says Alba and hello to Tuchelman. Hopefully I said it correctly. Argentina Bro says Jonas. Quick tap taken by New Zealand. 20 seconds left. Now, anytime they play the Irish, they score a last-minute try that crushes the dreams of the men wearing green. Could New Zealand do the same here for Los Pumas? They've got 10 seconds left on the clock. Amanaki Nicole, one more pass on the outside. Going back across, looking for their gap here, New Zealand. They know if they go to the breakdown, Argentina are going to absolutely swarm in like a pack of bees. Now, Roderick Solo with the fin, flicks it out. Was it forward? It was flat. Now, Sam Dixon, 40 meters out. Argentina give away another penalty. Roderick Solo slips over, but he wants to take this one quickly. He's got two of his teammates lying on the ground, though. They won't be able to take that one. Now, what is the plan for New Zealand? Do you go for the corner, or do you have one last crack with the quick tap? They might even go scrum. They have gone scrum. Good choice, luring in three defenders of Argentina. And New Zealand wins, says Marcus. I am still a little bit further behind, if that is the case. And also we have got there Quel Grande Manetta. Hopefully I said that correctly. Quel Grande? Have I said that first part right? I think I might have gotten it slightly wrong. And there. And now one last crack. The Argentine supporters in attendance would love to see their side raise a trophy. They've only been through to 4 finals. Could this one be a success for them? It's going to be the scrum feed now for the Kiwis. Amanaki Nicole involved. And New Zealand coming back, says Sky Thompson. Marcos Manetta. If they just said that he's off the field, they may have. It's a big change to make. 30 seconds. What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be looking firmly at the game. I want to read the chat, but I know that some of you guys will be ahead of me, so I'm not going to check it yet. Naroni McGarvey Black goes to Joe Webber. New Zealand 45 meters out, charging hard. He's got the pass on the outside. Finds the hands of Roderick Solo, who grubbers it forward. New Zealand, did he get it down? Brady Rush, he's claiming it. That might have just been the try that wins New Zealand their title. He is celebrating it big time, but they've got a few things to check. Duarte's got his hands full, because first of all, he's got to check that Brady Rush is onside. Second of all, he's got to check the grounding. And then we will find out whether New Zealand, okay, Rodrigo Isgro is complaining about something. So they might have to check a third thing as well. Right. Brady Rush, try or no try. It hits his hand. There's separation. There's separation. That's a knock on. Or is it? They've said that apparently his elbows grounded it. But I would have thought you've got to ground it with your hands. That for me is no try. I do not believe he has got control over that ball. That's normally the golden rule. Is there separation? Oh, they can't award that, can they? They're going to say that it's going to be a try because it's put down with his elbow. Surely not. Surely not. New Zealand are the team who are going for a try at the moment. No try. There's separation. And Argentina, the game is over. They are victorious on New Zealand soil. Los Pumas take out the title. And that is going to be elation for the Argentines. They have quite a few in attendance. You can see the tears flowing. And in Hamilton, they will be walking away as the champions. Like they say, one of the biggest upsets we have seen possibly of the weekend. And also we have got the home crowd. I told you, says Marcus G. And such a joke. No, it was given as a no try, Marcus. At the end of no way. An unbelievable game, says Costello. And congratulations, Argentina, says John. And Nacho said, vamos, come on, Argentina, says Santi. And it is finished. The winner of this game, the HSBC men's champions, Argentina. And that's fair enough. And also, we're good there, vamos. And then Argentina knocking on the door. New Zealand better put the foot and move it. And great work on the commentary, lad, says Marcus G. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. What a game we have just seen from Los Pumas here. They were behind by 12 and they fought back 2 tries in a row. And then they get themselves the victory. Now, New Zealand, don't get me wrong, they were close to being able to steal it at the end. But the unsuccessful put down for the Kiwis does mean Argentina managed to get themselves the win. Vanaka for the commentary, Mr. Hamish. We'll stay tuned for next week's Sydney Sevens. There's Viniana. Rob says Sky Thompson. I don't know about Rob's. I feel New Zealand probably got the best suck of the Sev in that matchup. And they were just very unlucky. I just realized hardly anyone will know what that saying means. So they probably got a decent amount of decisions going their way, alongside a couple that may have gone the way of the Pumas. But Los Pumas says Enoke, and also Vanaka means thank you, says Roof. It certainly does. And now they're chatting to Gaston Ravol. What a moment for Argentina. It has been an absolutely awesome tournament for them. Gaston Ravol, he said he's so happy. What about the late tackle on Solo after he kicked the ball? They should have looked at that, says Nate Dogg. Yeah, they didn't actually check to see if Brady Rush was onside either, which was quite surprising. Unless, of course, the TMO had already done that. Because I mentioned right when it was scored, I said, right, they've got to check 2 things here. They've got to check whether or not there is the grounding, second of all. But first of all, they've got to check if Brady Rush is onside. But they didn't actually look at a wide angle or anything along those lines. So what we can do, because we're fancy. Oh, where have I gone? I was going to try and go to that last little moment and have a look at it. But I think I have messed that up. One moment. I'm going to have a look at it again. See what we can find out. Because I have a feeling Brady Rush was very flat here. So we'll have another look. But nonetheless, it was absolutely fantastically done by Argentina. To be able to get themselves the victory was absolutely massive. And I'm sure they will be celebrating all throughout the night. Congratulations, Argentina. Not too much fighting. There are no punches, and Argentina won that fair enough, says Stephen. Exactly right. At the end of the day, New Zealand probably lucky not to be down to 6 men for a majority of the match, from the shoulder charge to the head that Joe Weber only got yellow carded for. So I think there was a bit of luck for both sides. And I think Argentina definitely deserve to walk away with this title. They have played brilliantly from start to finish. They beat Fiji. They beat New Zealand. They've beaten some of the big dogs. They missed out narrowly to South Africa, which they'll be disappointed about. But to be able to win up against New Zealand, Fiji, also alongside that, they did have their semi-final fixture up against the USA, who were looking in pretty good form. They actually finished 3rd in the men's side of things. So very nicely done by Argentina. New Zealand coming for that Sydney win, and Los Pumas. Congratulations, says Roof there. And also the Argentine flags for Norberto. And there as well. Yeah, absolutely brilliant performance from Marcos Maneta. I think one of the keys that held Argentina together there was actually Azachuk. He was able to really show up in the first receiver role anytime Argentina needed someone in support. That was very nicely done. And I have to say, if any team we're going to end up winning up against New Zealand in the final, and you know that they're going to be grateful for the opportunity. Yeah, see, Roderick Solo late tackle, I don't think was a thing. I think either way, he was probably going to get tackled pretty much at that exact same moment. It was just the fact that he kicked it that meant that the guy took him out. And congrats, says Annie, in there as well. But nonetheless, I think we are going to be at the end of this live stream. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It's hugely appreciated, you guys all being here. If you are new, also be sure to check out the second channel that we have got. The link is in the comments that I have just put. We are on the road to 315 subscribers. That is the goal by the end of tonight. We are currently 2 away. So if you do want to help us out, would be hugely appreciated indeed. Be sure to check out that link or the one in the pinned comment. Hit that subscribe button. You get to see a few other gaming videos from us, some real life stuff. It's less PG. I should mention, Kiwi, do you play rugby? I do not. I used to play rugby. I was a winger. I sat out on the wing for 2 seasons and touched the ball once. So it wasn't really for me, unfortunately. We had a very selfish first 5 and a very selfish halfback. Work, Hamish, says Stephen in there as well. I do appreciate you, mate. But nonetheless, heading into Sydney, there's going to be some exciting matchups. We're going to see maybe some redemption for Samoa, Fiji, and South Africa. Can Argentina hang on to their throne and keep their momentum going? But twice in a row, we have seen New Zealand in the final with the Sevens. So will they possibly be going head-to-head with Argentina in 1 week's time? We will have to wait and see. But thank you all very much for tuning in. No more Sevens in New Zealand, says Dwayne. It's a shame because, of course, it's great to see New Zealand on home soil, but I also understand why they have lost the New Zealand Sevens, because the grounds have been very poorly managed in terms of the number or just the amount that tickets cost. I think it was $100 to go to a day of sevens, whereas everywhere else, like $100 gets you some sort of like executive, like fancy thing, whereas it was just sit in a seat and pay that price. So not too many people in attendance for this final, unfortunately, but yes, we'll have to wait and see what it's like in Sydney. But thank you all very much. It's all right. Still be bleed black, says Creeper Reigns. Argentina all day, says Jake in there as well. Yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. Congratulations once again to Argentina. Absolutely brilliant throughout this Sevens circuit, and I cannot wait to see what they are able to do to back up that performance. Do you play any sport? I do play cricket, a little bit of golf as well. Well, I don't really play golf. I just every once in a while hit a golf ball. But yeah, cricket's my main one. We've got a couple videos up on the channel of us playing cricket with a GoPro on our head. You could check out those as well, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to check out that second channel, the Kiwi Lads Gaming / Kiwi Lads Entertainment. Hit that subscribe button over there. We were hoping to hit 315. We're on 314, so we're one away. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy the Sevens coverage that we've offered on the channel. Sevens next week in Sydney. We're going to be back. We're going to be rearing to go, and it is going to be absolutely fantastic. Bye, you are the best, says Tracy. Appreciate that. And I will see you all for the next one.